have those tight hips on you? Ugh. If so, then you're in luck, because I'm going to show you one movement that's going to open up your hips in minutes. So the movement we're going to be performing is what I call a posterior hip capsule stretch. When we have tension in our hips, a lot of it comes on the back side here through the glutes or the posterior hip capsule, and that tightens up because most of us are more flexion dominant creatures, whether we work at desk jobs, we have long commutes, or we just love scrolling our feeds. And this is my all-time favorite move to really reduce that tension back here and open up those hips. So to perform this stretch, we're going to start in a all fours position or a quadruped position. Let's say I'm going to stretch my left side first. What I'm going to do is kick my right leg back. I'm going to bring my left foot inward as far as I can, and then I'm going to pin it with my right knee. So just like this, I'm already feeling a little bit of a stretch through here. But to turn this up to the next level, what we're going to do is just drop down to our forearms, and we're going to rock until our femur, our thigh, is pointing straight towards the sky. So just dropping down in this position, I already feel a bigger stretch through this area, and you're simply going to hang out here for a minute. So you can set a 60-second timer on your phone while you're hanging out here. And the main thing with this stretch is keeping that thigh vertical. So while you're here, you can start to circumduct or do mini circles, or you can rock back and forth, and you're trying to look for where you have the most tension. So if I kind of fold my hip in and rock towards my left, man, does that intensify that stretch right there. And again, I'm just gonna hold, channel my inner zen in through the nose, out through the mouth, trying to sink further into that. And during the 60 seconds, you just wanna keep exploring. So now I don't feel as much tension. Now I'm gonna rock back. Ooh, I found a new line of tension. Guess what? I'm gonna park it, deep breath in, out through the mouth. Try to fold my right hip closer to the ground. Man, do I feel that opening up back here. And then after your 60 seconds, we're just gonna switch to the other side. So I'll show it from the same angle so you can see what I'm doing from the other side. So we're gonna straighten the left, kick in the right, pin that foot in that position, and then we're gonna drop down. Ooh, on this side, I already feel a big stretch through the glute or that posterior hip. And then from here, we can simply just hold this position if you're super tight, or if you wanna get more adventurous, again, you're trying to seek and destroy the tightest spot. So as I roll kind of to my right and backwards, I feel a ton of tension right here. So I'm gonna park it, breathe in, breathe out. And then I'm trying to fold this hip closer to the ground to really open up and expand the backside here. And like I said, you're just seeking and destroying. So once that loosens up, again, explore up and down, side to side. I really feel it. Ooh, right there, there's a good spot. Again, in through the nose, out through the mouth, trying to sink further into it. And then before I check my range, I'll show you what it looks like from the front here. So I'm gonna go back to my left side, kick that left side in, really trying to drive that foot up now that I'm a little bit looser, drop it down here, and then what I'm trying to do is fold that right side in, trying to drive the head of the femur into the posterior hip capsule so then it can get expansion and open up that range. And then after our 60 seconds, we're just gonna recheck. So I had a ton of tension on my left side, so just after 60 seconds, already starting to loosen up. That was only a 60-second stretch, so if you did this a couple times a day, especially for a couple week period, my goodness, is that really gonna start snowballing your hip mobility to the next level. And as I mentioned, I'd love you to do 60 seconds on each side, but if you're really strapped for time, you can get a good 30 seconds, so that's only a minute total, and that's such a small fraction of your day. So if you could do this a couple times a day, you're gonna really notice those hips opening up, especially if you're one of my desk workers who are stuck like this. Now, finding the right stretch is easy to open up the range, but the real challenge is keeping that range. So if you want to know how to take your mobility to the next level, well, subscribe for more, but then check out this video to really see how to open up your hips for long-term results.